Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. Today I'm going to be reviewing Exit the Game, the Catacombs of Horror, which is a two-part adventure in one box. Now, normally there'll be an overview across the start. I can't really do that without spoiling this for you, but I will take one thing out of the box of wonders just to talk about, and that is, of course, in all these games they have these decoder discs, and those are linked to the puzzles, and for most of the puzzles you're looking for a 3-code number that will then direct you into a answer deck of cards, which will then give you whether you've answered the clue right or wrong. So you'll go through this adventure, you'll be drawing cards from a clue deck or a riddle deck, and you'll be checking these off from an answer deck by using the decoder ring, and along the way there are 2 clues and a solution to each puzzle provided in the clue deck. Now, I've played 3 other ones of these. This is the first double box one I've played. I believe it's the first double box one they've done. It took us just over 2 hours, about 2 hours 20. It says it's 4.5 on the novice to expert one, and it says 2 to 4 hours for most people. We absolutely blitzed the first part in about 45 minutes, and then the second part took us 1 hour 20. But it was my favourite exit run so far, exit the game so far. I think there could be a couple of reasons for that. First, it was the first one I've done in a 4. Now, I still think that the other ones I've played in a 4 there wouldn't be enough to get on with, but in this one there was lots to be getting on with. There was only 2 moments where it dragged, and I went and filled up the drinks for everyone and stuff like that, and that's either because someone else had a puzzle that they just had to work through, or we really needed to take a clue and we were just being stubborn about it. I think there is an advantage in having done these before, because you start to know what to look for and what sorts of things will be the answers without knowing the answers themselves. So for example, if you see some kind of code on a picture, you might know from the way it's laid out, if you've played them before, that you need something to point out the relevant parts of that code. Whereas if you haven't played them before, that might be something you don't realise, and that means you kind of work out that you're going down the wrong line of inquiries more quickly. There's things that it's hard to explain, but the kind of internal logic within all of these that I've played, there's things that just would never be an answer to a clue or never be a pathway to a clue. So I think all the people bar one had played lots of these before, and I think as a group we had a good level of experience in this particular series, so we kind of knew what we were looking for a bit more. That being said, this has 1, if not 2, of my standout moments for an exit of the game this series. I haven't actually played any other ones in the box. I haven't played Unlock or anything, I've just played Exit, but 2 of my standout moments happened in this one due to clever use of puzzles and things that I would never have seen them doing. So they are kind of branching out, but again, it is within that internal logic. I felt it held together best as a story out of the ones I've played. Now, it says 2 parts in one box. I'm not sure if there's double the content in here. I'm not sure that's quite how it works. More, there was a longer story they want to tell. I'd be happy saying there's at least 1.5 times the normal content, but it didn't quite feel like double the content for me. Now, I'm not sure where this one is priced, because everything in there you do destroy. You can take your time to kind of copy elements out, but that's going to be a little difficult in this one for some of the things. But I know people have done that with the past. They've copied them out so they can be used again. I really recommend this one. I wouldn't recommend it as your first exit game. I think 4.5 seems, that doesn't seem as hard. That seems to say it's harder than I found it. There were definitely moments where we got stuck. I think that's always going to happen, but having the 4 people around there, we definitely had 4 people who see the world slightly differently, and we were all able to pick away at threads at different points, and that was a real strength. And like I say, for my money, this has been the one that has worked better with 4 people out of all of them, because there was enough for us to do for the most part. So yeah, it's a strong recommendation for the Catacombs of Horror from me. I think it does help if you've done an exit the game before, but if you've done any sort of exit room, escape room, any of the other branded versions of these, I think this could be a good one to check out. I think it's one of the most impressive ones I've played. So thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. We will see you next time.